my name's Allie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming a bookshelf tour. In the house that I'm currently in, I have these beautiful built-in bookshelves where I've been storing all my books. I move out of this place during the summer and I'm really sad because I won't have these beautiful built-ins and I'll be having to go back to my stupid normal bookshelves. I'm just kidding, but I figured I would sort of immortalize my bookshelves as they are now. There's nothing too crazy or special about them. I just really appreciate the way my books are stored now and the built-in bookshelves. So without further ado, let's get started. I have two main bookshelves, this one behind me that hosts mostly contemporary fiction, and then another one on the other side of my room that has mostly fantasy. I'm going to be starting over here on my romance shelf. This entire bottom shelf is my romance shelf. I sort of organized it by vibe. Over here I have all my Elsie Silver. This is the start of the small town cowboy romance section. Next to Elsie Silver I keep my Lila Sage Rebel Blue Ranch series. Next to that I have Alive and Wells and Live Ranch Love that are once again small town cowboy romances. Next to that I have the One in Rome series by Sarah Adams. This is not a cowboy romance series, however it's a small town romance series. So that's how I transitioned from the cowboy in the small town into regular contemporary romance. The first books I have in this section are Out on a Limb and Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. Then I have the Skyland series by Kennedy Ryan, Before I Let Go, This Could Be Us, and Can't Get Enough. And then I have this big stack that houses two authors that I have a lot of their books, which is Allie Hazelwood and Emily Henry. So that's this first side of the shelf. Now we're gonna transition over into this side of the shelf. Ignore the headbands and the pen and the highlighter and the receipts. The receipts I used as bookmarks, this I used to annotate. The headbands have nowhere else to go. Oh, my Smithsky fell down. Here I have my sports romance section. I have the entire Game Changer series, aka the Heated Rivalry series. I've read Game Changer, Heated Rivalry, and The Long Game, so I need to read these middle three. Then I have Collide and Spiral by Balcabra. I need to get Revolve, which is the third one in that series. Then I have what's out of the Icebreaker series. I have Icebreaker, Wildfire, and Daydream. And then I have Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. This next stack is basically vibes. This is just a lot of romance books that I haven't read, or these are mainly TBR books that either aren't part of a series or I only have the first book in the series. That's what this stack is. I have quite a few good ones. I have Love and Other Words and 7 Days in June at the bottom. Both were so good. In this corner over here, I have my two copies of Red, White, and Royal Blue. One of them is heavily annotated, and that's the one I reread and I re-annotate every time I reread it. And then I have a blank copy for if somebody wants to borrow it. There was a time in my life where everybody wanted to borrow my copy of Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I didn't want them to read the annotations. Not because it's anything bad, but it's just that feels personal. And then back in the corner, I don't mean to hide it, but it's there. One Last Stop. I don't mean to hide it, but it unfortunately just is in that corner. I have to get my step stool for this one. Up here, I have a lot of just contemporary fiction and also some historical fiction. This is honestly, this shelf is a whole mess. Once again, organized by vibes. Over here, I have more mystery, thriller, horror type books. I have some YA mystery thrillers in this corner. Then I have Bunny, If We Were Villains, The God of the Woods, and then I have a whole bunch of thrillers here. And then this whole middle section here and this stack, I got really sick of organizing and I was just well, here, damn. And I just threw books on the shelf. It's not really organized. You can see what books I have. I did put repeat authors together. I have my Frederick Bachman together. Ellen Hildebrand and Sally Rooney are all together. But yeah, this section is just a whole mess. Over here on this side, the most organizing I did, really, I put my Greek-related books together. So I put Circe, Song of Achilles, and Piranesi. Then I have my Taylor Jenkins Reid, Malibu Rising, Seven Husbands, Daisy Jones and the Six, and One True Love. Then I have some more just contemporary fiction hardbacks. The Wedding People, which is my next read. Broken Country, and The Favorites, which I loved. I loved The Favorites. And then hidden in this back corner is another copy of Red, White, and Royal Blue. It's a hardcover, special edition. On to the next shelf. Okay, I really have to get on my step stool for this. This is another shelf that's low-key a hot-ass mess. There's actually another shelf up there that is empty because I can't even reach it with a step stool. Back here, this is a paranormal romance series written by a author that's local to my hometown. I have all the Heartstoppers, and then I have a whole bunch of YA. Most of this is red. I feel like I've like aged out of YA. Then I have some YA hardbacks. Yeah, this is just like mainly YA stuff that I read in like high school and middle school. Over in this corner, I put these two hardbacks because I didn't know where to put them. This is Finley Donovan and Killing It and On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. I just didn't have room on this middle shelf, so like same with these four. These are special editions of the first 3 Bridgerton books, and I'm excited to read them. My mom got them for me for Christmas. Then this is the Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore. I actually ended up DNFing this, but it's pretty, so I'm gonna keep it. It's like the special edition they did for the holidays. Now we're transferring into like more nonfiction. Some of these I had to read for class, but I'm still keeping them up here. Yeah, this is my nonfiction section. I don't typically read nonfiction that often, but sometimes I have a hankering for it, so I have this little section up here. Now we're in this new area. This is my fantasy shelf. The top one is actually like classics. These two are fantasy. You'll see that it's mostly YA because I don't read a whole lot of fantasy, and when I do, I usually read YA because it's easier to digest. I know I said earlier that I aged out of YA. I think I just aged out of contemporary YA. I just tend to really like YA fantasy. Like, it's a fun, it reminds me of reading Percy Jackson in elementary school. Anyway, this shelf is almost entirely the Shadowhunters Chronicles by Cassandra Clare. My goal is to one day finish all of these. I've read all of the Infernal Devices. I've read the first 4 books of the Mortal Instruments. I've read the first 2 books. What's this series called? I've read Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron. I have not read Chain of Thorns. I've like dabbled and read around in the novellas. I have not read The Eldest Curses. I really need to read The Dark Artifices. If we look past the Cassandra Clare section, I have the Caraval series, which I read a while ago. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get into the Cursed for True Love series. I might. I think I would have to reread Caraval though. Then I have the Legendborn cycle. I've read the first one and I literally gave this 5 stars. I love it and I need to catch up with it. Then I have Air by Saba Tahir. I found this hardcover in a little free library. I haven't even read An Ember in the Ashes yet, but I was like, let me grab this. Ace of Spades, The Rose Bargain. Then I have The Priory of the Orange Tree. Mainly just to say that I have it low-key. This was a really dumb purchase for me. I do plan on reading it someday, but it will take a lot of brain power. And I have One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. Again, with my series follow-through. I read One Dark Window and have not read Two Twisted Crowns. I need to read Two Twisted Crowns though. Then I have The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang right here. And then in this corner, I have Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Let's go up here. This corner, there's actually nothing hiding in this corner. I just have An Ember in the Ashes, Renegades. Then I have my little Marie Lu section. I have the Legend series, which is so good. Then I have my Leigh Bardugo section. I have the Shadow and Bone trilogy and the Six of Crows duology. I read the Shadow and Bones trilogy and really liked it. People don't tend to like it, but I really liked it. Then I have the Hunger Games series. I have the original Hunger Games books and then the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping. Then I have this little stack here. It's mainly the Selection series, which I loved in middle school. Then I have this book called The Wishing Game. Then I have Daughter of the Pirate King, Daughter of the Siren Queen, and The Bridge Kingdom. Then over in this side, I just have my Percy Jackson and my Harry Potter. In this section, I have all my Penguin cloth-bound classics. I have all of Jane Austen's books in cloth-bound classic. I also have this set of Jane Austen books. Then I have Wuthering Heights, my beloved Little Women. I have another copy of Wuthering Heights, and then I have all of my like Penguin paperbacks. I have the Iliad, the Odyssey, Don Quixote, Middlemarch, The Count of Monte Cristo, Dubliners, Passing, Pride and Prejudice, Emma, Sense and Sensibility, and Wuthering Heights. Can you tell that I like Wuthering Heights? The poetry of Emily Dickinson, Dracula, Frankenstein, Catcher in the Rye, Franny and Zoe, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I have 2 copies of The Great Gatsby, The Giver, and its sequel, Gathering Blue. Did you guys know The Giver was a series? The Mockingbird, Scarlet Letter, Jane Eyre, Tale of Two Cities, Great Expectations. I have Inferno, The Aeneid, The Stranger, The Myth of Sisyphus, Macbeth, Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, and yes, they are the No Fear Shakespeare versions. I have Holes, 1984, Animal Farm, The Outsiders, Lord of the Flies, Brave New World, The Grapes of Wrath, Of Mice and Men. And then over here in this corner that you can't really see, I have a picture of Dorian Gray and poetry by Sylvia Plath. And that's my bookshelves. Yay! If you have watched till the end of this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed watching my bookshelf tour, and I hope you love my bookshelves as much as I love them. For more content like this, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!